Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible journey of a sport that basically reinvented itself. We're talking about volleyball and how it went from this super chill pastime to an absolute powerhouse of athleticism and strategy. So let's get right into it. Just take a look at this. It's night and day, right? On one side, you've got Mintonette, the original game. It was literally designed for businessmen to be gentle, slow, and you could hit the ball as many times as you wanted. Then you look at modern volleyball. It's this explosive, high-speed sport played by some of the most elite athletes in the world with a super strict three-hit limit. The difference is just wow. So that's the big question we're tackling today. How in the world did a game that was invented to be calm and non-physical turn into the high-flying, power-hitting spectacle we all watch today? Well, the answer is a fascinating story of innovation, rules, and a little bit of revolution. To really understand this whole journey, we have to rewind. We're going all the way back to the beginning, to a very specific problem that needed a really clever solution. Okay, so picture this. It's the late 1800s. Your options for indoor sports are pretty slim. Basketball had just been invented, but honestly, it was seen as way too rough and demanding for the average working adult. The YMCA was on the hunt for something new, a safe, indoor game that businessmen could play in smaller gyms without all the bumping and bruising. And that's where this guy, William G. Morgan, a PE instructor at the YMCA, comes in. He saw this problem and had a brilliant idea. What if you created a game that was all about skill and coordination, but with a net in the middle to completely get rid of any physical contact between the teams? It sounds so simple, but at the time, it was a game changer. And what he came up with was a game called Mintonette. Now, the original rules, which were inspired by badminton, were a world away from today's volleyball. You could have as many players as you wanted and, get this, unlimited hits on your side of the net. Can you imagine? This made the game really slow, really gentle. It was all about just keeping the rally going. So for about 20 years, the game just kind of stayed that way. It was a nice, pleasant activity. But then something happened that would completely change its DNA forever. And this moment, it's arguably the single most important turning point in the history of volleyball. In 1916, one single strategic innovation came along that took volleyball from a simple game of let's pass the ball over the net and turned it into an aggressive, tactical, and honestly, a truly exciting sport. Everything we know and love about modern volleyball pretty much starts right here. And that innovation was a three-touch sequence introduced by players in the Philippines: the pass to control the ball, the set to position it perfectly near the net, and the spike, a powerful downward attack. This pass-set-spike system created offense, it created strategy. For the very first time, volleyball wasn't just about returning the ball, it was about attacking it. Okay, so now the game has this thrilling offensive core. But to become a real, legitimate global sport, it needed something else. It needed structure. It needed a consistent set of rules that everyone, everywhere, could play by. And in just a few short years, 3 huge rule changes were made that basically locked in this new style of play. In 1917, they shortened the game to 15 points, which made every match way more intense. In 1918, teams were fixed at 6 players a side, which led to specialized positions. And finally, in 1920, the 3-hit rule was officially put in place. That rule cemented the pass-set-spike system as the absolute foundation of the game. As the sport blew up around the world, thanks to the YMCA and military personnel, a new problem popped up. Everyone was playing with slightly different rules. The creation of the FIVB, the International Volleyball Federation, in 1947 solved that. It created one single universal rulebook, which paved the way for official world championships and turned volleyball into a serious, internationally recognized sport. So the sport was established. It was legitimate. But the evolution? Oh, it was far from over. The next phase was all about making the game faster, smarter, and a much more exciting spectacle for fans and for television. This modern era really kicked off with its Olympic debut in 1964, which brought in a whole new level of professional training and money. But the biggest changes, the ones that really shaped the game we see today, came in the late 90s with 2 brilliant rule tweaks: the introduction of the libero and the switch to rally scoring. So, what exactly is a libero? Well, as attacking and serving got more and more powerful, the rallies started getting shorter. The libero was the answer. This defensive specialist, who wears that different colored jersey, is an absolute master of digging and passing. Their whole job is to improve the team's defense, keep the ball alive, and create those long, spectacular rallies that we all love to watch. And right around the same time, rally scoring completely changed the pace of the game. See, before this, you could only score a point when your team was serving. Rally scoring means a point is scored on every single play, no matter what. This made matches way faster, their length became more predictable for TV, and it dramatically cranked up the pressure and excitement of every single point.
So you add all of these changes together over the decades, and it's led us to the game we know today, a game that's defined not just by raw power, but by incredible speed, science, and strategy.
Modern volleyball is just played at a mind-blowing tempo. It's all about explosive vertical jumps and strategies that are driven by data and tons of video analysis. Every single player has a highly specialized role. The setter is the quarterback, the libero is the defensive anchor, and you have hitters like the opposite and middle blocker who are just pure scoring machines. It's become a high-speed physical chess match. You know, this quote just captures the entire journey perfectly, doesn't it? From its super humble beginnings as a gentle indoor game, volleyball has genuinely become one of the fastest, smartest, and most athletic sports on the planet. It has been an incredible transformation, which leaves us with one last, really exciting question. What's the next step in this evolution? Are we going to see smart balls with sensors that track every spin and every hit? Maybe rule changes that allow for more substitutions? Or how about AI coaches that analyze plays in real time? One thing's for sure, the evolution is far from over.